line. 26.2 miles. 26.2 miles to run. That is a hell of a long way. I mean, I get winded walking to the bathroom, you know. Yeah, in the middle of the night. I can go to the fridge for a fudgicle and a wheel of cheese. It takes that. 26.2 miles. I mean, 26 miles isn't enough. That's not enough punishment. The point two is just that extra kick in the nuts, isn't it? Why the point two? Who makes this thing up? 26.2 miles. I always wanted to run a marathon. I've always wanted to run a marathon. Not enough to actually run one, but I've always wanted. I run on a treadmill here at work. You know, not for exercise, just to, you know, for the power and the generator. I'm an immigrant, you know, I gotta get 2 jobs. CBS said, no, you have to until you get your actual citizenship too. And they got me selling oranges by the freeway as well. CBS, Tiffany Network oranges. 37,000 people will run the New York City Marathon. I should try it, really, shouldn't I? I mean, 37,000 people. I mean, even Puff Diddley, Diddley Puff, whatever he's doing it. He's doing it. Now, you may not have heard about it because, you know, he shies away from publicity, but he's doing it. He's keeping it quiet, you know. He likes to do things on the down low. But Some of the people who are running in this marathon are so in shape they run in costume. You see that? I mean, 26 in a costume, 26 miles in a costume. That's another reason not to run. I wouldn't do it. No, I'm afraid of getting lapped by some guy dressed as a banana or something. The humiliation in that. And there's no motivation to catch up. I hate bananas. Yeah, a guy in a pizza costume, I'd chase him. Do you remember in 1980, that woman that cheated in the Boston Marathon? And she took the subway. She took the subway and she won. But she got caught. I mean, I don't consider that cheating. I call it resourceful. But how hard was it to figure out that, you know, she was cheating? I mean, she crossed the finishing line smoking a cigarette, eating a pie. Wait a minute. I don't think she really ran. Still had the ticket stub. Now, marathon, the name of the marathon, it comes from, it's a plain, it's a big area outside of Athens in Greece. It's the site of a famous Greek victory over the Persians. Now, I've never run a marathon, but I have been to a Greek restaurant. And when I went there to the Greek restaurant, I parked very far away in the parking lot. So it was, I don't know. Anyway, the guy who first ran the marathon was running, he was a soldier, he was running to deliver good news about a war victory. So I think anyone who runs a marathon should be required to deliver good news. That should be part of it. If you win, you should be, good news, everyone! Unemployment is down! You know. Madonna's doing dance music again. Good news! The first guy, that guy who ran the first marathon, he died right after he delivered the message. He died. It's the only sport to become popular after the first person that tried it died. And it'd be embarrassing too, he was probably dressed as a banana. Insult to injury. Probably that's what happened. After the first bungee jump as well, somebody must have died. A couple of them, I think. And what other sports? Dwarf tossing. It's not really a sport, is it, dwarf tossing? I've never tossed a dwarf. I was friendly with a sailor once, but he was quite tall. I keep that in the down low. Anyway, the closest I came to the New York City Marathon, I used to live in the East Village in New York. And one Sunday morning I was coming home from a bar. It was about 7 a.m. It was in the old days. And I'm coming home from the bar, like... And I saw these people running with numbers on their chests. I'm like, where's everybody going? What? I was like... And a guy dressed as a banana running by. Like, I got to stop. Actually, it's New York. You're like, oh, guy dressed as a banana, okay. See, my problem with any kind of exercise is the boredom. Exercise is boring. It is. It's I like running and it's boring. Going to the gym is boring. People who go to gyms are boring. Come on, Nia. No, I don't get women that wear makeup to the gym. What's that? What's that for? No, I hardly wear any, just something to pop my eyes, a little mascara. And those guys that never leave their locker room, that's kind of... Can't you have a shower at home? What Do you know what's Pilates? Have you tried the Pilates? That's very, very boring. How can you make a circus activity boring? It's... you know that equipment, the Pilates... Oh, have you seen that stuff, the Pilates equipment? It's like a medieval torture thing. A medieval torture bed. I tried Pilates once. I confessed to being a witch. That's how... It's how bad it is. Everybody I've seen that does Pilates, they've all got very stringy shoulders and poppy out eyes. Look, you must try Pilates, it's great. No, try it, it's great. I swear by it. They all look like that wee creature in Lord of the Rings, that Gollum thing. You like my abs, my precious? Look. Creepy. You know what? You know what's popular here in Los Angeles is the power yoga. The Ashtanga yoga, it's called. It's very popular here. Now, I talked to a guy from India about this Ashtanga yoga. And he says, and he's from India, so he knows. That's where yoga's from. So he knows. He said that the Ashtanga yoga comes, it's not an old yoga thing at all. It was when the Indians, at the time of the British Raj, they were watching the soldiers, the British soldiers that were doing the calisthenics. You know, they were watching them through the binoculars. Oh, holy cow, look at all that. Holy cow, and I really mean that, holy cow. Holy cow, look at these. I wish my head didn't bubble so much, I can't use my binoculars. Holy cow, look at these exercises these British soldiers are doing. And what they did is the yoga guys took the British Army calisthenics and put it into yoga and said, oh, call it Ashtanga. And it's true, that it really, it's only about 100 years old, this Ashtanga yoga. It should really be done in long underwear and a handlebar moustache. It's a big... Actually, there's a place in West Hollywood where you... You know what? Do you remember I'm the fitness guru. What's his name? The wee man, oily. Richard Simmons. He is oily. He oils himself up. I didn't make it. I'm just telling you. I didn't make it up. He's oily. Do you remember that thing, that trouble he got into? He punched the guy in an airport. Do you remember that? Richard Simmons. He punched, and the guy was going to sue him. I mean, why would you go public with that if you were the guy that got punched? You know. Officer, this petite, oily man in sparkly disco shorts. This little man, he just bitch-slapped me, officer. You sure you want to press charges, buddy? I mean, you can, but... Ugh. You know what else is really big in LA right now as well is the boot camps. They've got boot camps, you know, these, it's like marine training, you know, it's like intense exercise. They use treadmills and weights and some guy yelling at you, ah, you maggot, come on. That's what people pay for this crap. You know, who would do that? You get some failed actor who never got cast as an army drill instructor screaming at me being a maggot because I can't do enough push-ups. Then you look up and go, wait a minute, aren't you Steve Guttenberg? Never mind, come on, maggot. Here's my exercise regime. I'm going to do a video. Here's my exercise regime, right? You ready? Move around more and eat less. That's not the name of it. That's the entire program. Move around more and eat less. That's it. The rest is just different ways to wear spandex. Now, see... Most of it, the reason people are not in shape is because we don't have to, you know, do physical labour as much anymore. We don't have to go out and forage for food or, you know, fight animals or anything. You know, so we, you know... Although, wait a minute, in the wild, at what point do crunches appear in the wild? Ab crunches. Where does that... Oh, like if you're getting attacked by a tiger or something, you know, like, is the tiger there? Yeah, come on. Is it there? Yeah, come on. Is it there? Yeah. That is the most I have worked out in years. Right there. Oh, I've done my back in. Right there. You know, I tell you what's true, though. You know, they say the people who are in best shape in America are the Amish guys. You know, the Amish guys out there, they eat anything they want, and all these guys are ripped. Anything they want, they are ripped. They are, really. I've got a calendar in my office. I have. I've got it. Oh, yeah. It's a lovely calendar. The Amish Men of Intercourse, PA, it's called, isn't it? January is Obadiah. He'll raise your barn, girlfriend. And they churn up that butter and rub it on their bodies. It's very...